there. Well, I wanted to continue our conversation. I talked a lot about what I call connective tissue, and for me, connective tissue is nothing more than getting often from one chord to another. Whether it's on acoustic guitar or electric guitar, you hear many different ways. But I wanted to talk about we're in the key of G here, and I wanted to show you a couple key licks that I do when I'm trying to navigate around the key of G. Could be, all the chords that are included in that key. But how do you make it sound interesting? Well, I use what we call walk-ups and walk-downs. That's what I call them anyway. You know songs like Blackbird, right? That's kind of a walk-up of sorts, I guess. It's a famous Paul McCartney lick. But, it happens in a lot of different songs as well, regarding even pop songs or, iconic blues, folk blues, country blues, all that, country especially. So what I wanted to explore today, though, was if we got a G chord here, right? Whether you play it like that or like this, there's lots of ways to play a G chord, obviously, or like this, or like that, or like that. Lots of ways, but for today's purposes, I want to do it basically an nice open G chord, and I've got the D note included in it. So I like the sound of that chimey. I get that B third fret, and then high G. Pretty cool. But whether you do it that way, or sometimes I'll pick it up with my pinky, and I won't even bother with a high E string. In this case, I'm going to start out by showing you an E minor walk-up. So it's E minor, D, with an F sharp in the bass and a G. Okay, it's a fairly simple move, but it's one that I think can be really effective whether you're playing. You could be playing with friends or whatever, and you're going from an E minor to a G, or for that matter, back from a G to an E minor. How do you make it interesting? How do you make it compelling? And the way I do it is by adding little licks in between the chords, okay? And in this case, I'm going to start out slowly in an E minor. And the next chord is a D with an F sharp in the bass. Okay, so I'm just fingering the little E, the D, the G, and the B string. So it looks like a D chord there, right? In fact, it is a D chord, but by adding the F sharp in the bass, it's a nice voicing, isn't it? It's your second chord, and then up to you can keep that pinky right there and land on a G. So I'm going to go over that a few times because I think it's worth repeating. Now, what I like about that particular one is I've got what I call a common tone, and so by picking up the third fret on the B string, I've made that an E minor seventh. If this is an E minor, by adding that D note, that's the 7 of E, right? For those of you that are into theory. And by walking it up, you can keep that pinky operating. You don't even have to move it. You can just go. And then move this to, see, I went from, and then I went to a D shape down here, and F sharp in the bass. And I'm pinching right now. You can do it with a pick. Not quite as effective though. I'm a fingerstyle guy, so that's your first one. Then walk up to the D with the F sharp in the bass. With me, cool. And now just hit a G. You never have to move that pinky. And what I like about this is that it has nice movement to it. So if I'm going slowly, say, also reverse it and go down. I know you've heard that a million times in lots of different songs. Whether you're playing, just a regular easy strum kind of thing, which I'll show you in a minute, or you're doing a little more advanced fingerstyle, which that one was. Either way, it's going to work for you. I would suggest do both, because I think there's a time and a place for both. Sort of a nice easy rhythm. Nothing wrong with that. And then walk it down. this case, I'm doing it with the skin of my thumb. I like the sound of that. Really warm, huh? And I get into the whole, we talk a lot about the 4 T's, touch, tone, time, and taste. To me, that is touch. You know, it's all about the touch. So how you approach how you strike the string is going to, you know, radically change the tone. You know, if you're hitting that's going to sound way different than if you're pinching softly with the skin on your fingers. That's really a whole different dynamic, isn't it? And that's down to the way you strike the strings, the touch, right? How you touch the strings, where you do it, what location here. And we do a lot of, I do a lot of talking about that, a lot of playing about that actually at jimmydillon.com, because to me, these are things that sometimes are not covered in, quote, YouTube lessons or you know, obviously Instagram. You're in and out so fast. That's the reason I'm doing these YouTube videos, because I was talking to my partner Jason. He goes, dude, you've got some great stuff on the Instagram and people like it, but they want to go on a deep dive for this stuff. So that's what today's lesson is about. So once again, I'm gonna just keep it simple today and talk about just climbing up and also stepping down, you know, climbing up and down. So there's a climb. In this case, I'm arpeggio, I'm doing or. I kind of like that one. So I'm coming down on the low E, and then I'm striking the D string, open G, the 7th of the B, 3rd fret. And the next one I'm doing the same. So it's low E, D, G, B string, and that's the way I strike it. So okay, and then just a G. Same string, same sequence. So it's the low E, D, G, B. And conversely, if you're going down, pick up that high E at the end if you want. Okay, so now I'm going to play it for you. You know, over and over a few times, and I'm going to give you a couple of little tags that you can utilize as well along the way. And I'm probably going to continue doing deep dives into this kind of stuff, because it's really right in my wheelhouse. I mean, I love the blues, I love R&B, which I just gave 3 lessons on, but I also love just finger picking like Lindsey Buckingham. You know, took my love and I took it down. Climb the mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills, till the landslide brought it down. All that kind of stuff, or even Paul Simon. Different ways you can use that, okay? So I'm going to play you out. I'll see you down the road. Again, come and hit me up, jimmydillon.com. We got lots of fun stuff there for you. I'd love to hear from you. So leave a comment if you're feeling inspired to. And thanks a lot for visiting today. So here we go. I'm going to do a little walking up, and I'm going to throw some new stuff in there for you. Strum it. So there's a million things you can do with that. I hope you enjoyed that lesson, and please come and visit me, leave a comment, and we'll talk to you soon. See you down the road.